this is Cybes, and yeah, I've taken a bit of a break. I've been a bit busy, but one of the many videos I wanted to do was to update everyone on the Omega Supreme project front, how that is doing. Um, so today I'm gonna be covering the head section. I'm gonna be going through all the details of how I designed it. I'm gonna break it down. I've got photos from the from when I done it a couple of months ago. Um, and yeah, but first of all, new headset. The old one had to be trashed. I'm afraid it got too old. Um, it's almost as old as this house I'm currently living in. Surprised it lasted that long. Anyway, I digress. So, um, I first of all started off with a file, just an STL file that I printed off. It was of a G1 Omega Supreme helmet head. I didn't take anything else from the files that I used, like the face or anything like that. I wanted to make my own. I just took the helmet and yeah, I've got. Here we go. There you go. This was the original design here. This was copyrighted, so if I wanted to make money from my design, I wouldn't be able to use this head, and B, also, I wouldn't be able to make this work because it has no screw holes. No way to attach it to the body. Anyway, I done, anyway, I done loads of different things. The image that you should be seeing now should be like, the Russian dolls, the domino effect, where I was working out sizes. I mean, Russian doll concept because why not? It's cool. And the actual density percentage that I worked out, because I done it by density size percentage, so default is 100%, as everyone knows on the Cura Slicer. I went down from that to 70, then 50, and then I went back up. I went to 150%, that was too big. I went back down to 125, and that hit the sweet spot. That was the sweet spot right there. That proper nailed it, and I kept to that scale throughout the development of the head from that point on. So, had that, printed it, then we got the 3D scanner. So, 3D scanned it after spraying it with a matte grey primer to get all them lines out. Just to, you know, make it easier for them to see lines. Sorry, I bumped the mic. And then I had a nice mesh. Had a nice mesh model that I could work from. I just straight up printed that off. So, images you should be seeing now should be the difference between the original one that I matte coated and the more like smooth, marbly, mesh textured one as well. That was 3D scanned. And then went to SolidWorks with it. So, as you know, you can't just change a model straight up from what you 3D scanned. You can't do that. It comes in into SolidWorks as a graphics body. You can't really do anything from a graphics body except for create reference planes for you to actually work from in terms of scale. So I went and found a tool. I used a tool called slicing. You'll find it somewhere in SolidWorks. And it'll tell you what plane do you want to slice from the middle. Do you want to slice from the side plane, the front plane, or the top plane? And I slice from front plane forward because I wanted to get that curved area. Everything around the back, I could do that later. I could just do it from scratch, like finesse it. Anyway, And yeah, you're gonna be seeing the process of how I've been doing, of how I done that frame by frame, well, photo by photo now. I started trying to do that from taking the layers. Um, each plane was about 1.9 millimeter apart, so I had to extrude it to that point, and the plan was that I was gonna be able to make it fluently come together by using chamfers and fillets. Unfortunately, that didn't want to work. And it would be too time consuming to try and get the right angles and everything. Too much mess. So I went with something else. I still used that as a reference point ish. Always looking back at the graphics body, obviously, and the reference planes. Um, and I tried revolve extrusion, so I only copied one plane, had to slice it at an angle a bit on one side to then create that revolve extrusion that would then create this massive chin line for me. And you're seeing that image right now. Absolutely very, very smooth, very simple. Should have done it to start with. And yeah, the other image that I now show, it's still got the reference lines, so you can't actually see the chin bit that I've made. I made that chin bit at this point, chamfered it off and stuff. I gone and added that little bit up there before his mouthpiece, and I've also added the ear bits as well, from the animated design. And I think I may have also created that curve off bit to start making the back of the turret. And yes, I did go back into there, and I went and gave that bit a neck, so he's got a bit of neck molded in there. Just like the original Omega Supreme animated head does. I actually managed to find an area where it showed me, side, top, front view of the head of the original animated design, and I worked off of that image. Yeah, I mean, the first prototype that you're gonna see of it, like, wow. So this was printed in red ABS, what you're seeing now, and came out like, my god, absolutely amazing. Looks nothing like the original head. There is a small bit that is from the original head, but as far as you can see, I mean, that is all there is. The rest of it is like scratch built. But yeah, from that point onward, also I started building in some bits for the electronics. So there was a hole that I cut out for a female USB port and for the circuit. So I will leave a link to the circuit that I got, the PCB board. It was a little triangular 5-volt circuit board, which I got from Kittronics. I will leave that in the link in the description below, and I will also do the same thing for all the other electronics in the review when I am finished with the project. When the project is finished and I review it in its entirety, I will give you the links to everything, so then you'll be able to, well, if you want to make it, when I put it on Etsy or something like that, you'll then be able to have the video that can reference you to also the links where you can go and get the electronics if you want to. It doesn't mean that you have to. I've built them in as an option if you want them. Anyway, so, yeah, bought the 5-volt small little PCB, really small nano little thing, little triangle with 3 LEDs on each point, 2 circles with a positive and negative, and a circle in the middle, which is how you attach it inside the head, which was 4.5 millimeter in diameter, so had to make a bit of a squeeze there to get to budge in. Um, but everything worked out. To get the female USB, I couldn't find anything to do with it on Amazon. I found loads of male USB ports, couldn't find any female USB ports. So my only next solution for that was to get one of my old PCs and take it apart. Find the daughter board at the front, take it apart, take it off the main motherboard, and just use that. So the image you're seeing now is the motherboard from my old PC. From that, I could also work out, there were 4 wires. You could work out which ones done data and which ones did power, and how they detach when you had to solder them back on to the USB, because I actually used the actual wires instead of thicker ones. And came out like a treat. So, complete circuit you should be seeing now. Yes, it turned out absolutely amazing. The head did, absolutely. So yeah, I did end up also doing the bottom section. I haven't showed that, I don't think, unfortunately. But I have done the face as well, so there is, the face is, unfortunately, misdone, for printing. It's in the proper measurements, but I've undermeasured it, on the Y, so you'll have to stretch it when you put it into a slicer, before you print. I will do that, I will do all these things for another video to show you how you need to set up the bits that don't actually work straight up, where you just put them in, press print, boom, it's fine. These are pieces that you have to do that one little step for to actually make them work. I haven't worked out the density of how tall you gotta get it in terms of density percentage on Cura, so that's gonna need to, I'm gonna need some time to play around with that when I can. But yeah, the image that I'm gonna leave you with is this image of the head, you know, completely done up, lit up. I hand painted it, hand painted the face with acrylic paint. Yes, it looks a bit shoddy. It does look a bit shoddy, but it looks better when the lights are not off. So, in terms of paint, it's more of a con instead of a pro, and I should have maybe done vinyl, or if I wanted to, I should have really used like a spray paint primer instead for this task. But yeah, and the filament that I used for the face was just clear PLA. That's all I used, and it came out a treat. Zero infill, just top and bottom. That is all I done. Hollow inside, but translucent. That ultralight just gets through it. But yeah, that is the head section. So, let me know what you think. Does this head design come close to what you would have imagined for someone to be actually designing this? Are there any, I guess, pros or cons to it that you have? Let me know in the comment section below. Again, I will be continuing to update when I can. This is Sapjon John with the Transformers animated 3D printed Omega Supreme head section of the project. Peace out.
Oh.